Yeah. Hello, everyone. We are from Group Roblox, and we are going to present our assignment tree, which is Baywatch Mangrove Keep Clean System. So, first of all, mangroves are basically really important for the environment. So, they provide habitat, coastal protection, and carbon sequestration. So, we have designed a system to reduce the negative impacts that um, waste has on mangroves. So, this is going to be our design for our system. So our software will be able to raise awareness, organize mangrove volunteering activities, monitor mangrove health, track waste, and support preservation methods. So it also comes with certain donation as well as sponsorship features. So in our group, these are the roles for our system. So I'm Nadia, the team leader. We also have Akmal, the venue coordinator, and then Velron, the budget planner, Afdal, itinerary planner, Riyad is a technical system designer, and then we have Alif, which is environmental analyst, Krishan, which is data and reporting coordinator, and then Redwan is a stakeholder engagement manager, and Ain is marketing and communication coordinator, and lastly, Alex is our volunteer coordinator. So first of all, let's talk about the methodology. So during our assignment, we use the agile methodology, which is basically an iterative approach towards development that encourages collaboration and highlights flexibility. So there are a few steps. The first steps is the requirement gathering. So basically, we identify potential pain points where or challenges so that we can go through and see what the plan is. So we do this by interviews, which we conduct at mangrove conservation sites, location scouting, and other research methods. So, for example, our group conducted a visit to Taman Rekreasi Paya Bakau, Kampung Sijangkang, and we interviewed Mr. Suhaimi, which is the chairman of a local NGO. So this is the picture that you can see us doing our interview. So the next phase is the design phase, which we charted and designed the framework of our system. So basically, it's how it manages and interacts with data through the use of ERDs, DFDs, and use case diagrams, which will be explained later. So the next phase is development phase. So this is basically the execution of our event. So through this, we developed a storyboard for our system as well, which also we'll be showing later. So in this event, the result of this event was that it went smoothly and we hit all the targets that we have planned earlier. And lastly, our storyboard also provides a visual representation for our system if it were to be developed. So it's basically just a prototype for now. Lastly is the review phase, which basically we conducted a debriefing and reflection session where each team member could give feedback and thoughts about the overall project. So this is basically valuable because the agile methodology is basically supports the iterative nature of our system. So next, I will give this on to Riyad to explain our system design documentation.
Hello, I'm Riyad. So for this diagram is a ERD where how all of the users with what data they need to have to interact with the system. Here we have mainly four type of users: public users, general users such as us, sponsors who may sponsor events or the um, activities, admin who manage the system, and hosts who host events or may post activities as well. Next slide. For this diagram is use case. As I mentioned, this has been quite truncated. So we combine all of the users into these kind of actors we call. So for the general users, they may register, log in, create, manage posts, and also participate in events, while the NGO agencies or community, local communities can also log in, register and create posts and manage the survey and event. The event manage also includes the payment system, which for any sponsors or the general users may sponsor an event. So here, finally, the actor is the admin who log in and manages the users or the system. Primarily for all except for the admin will need to register to use the system. Proceed to the next slide. For this one is the FD level 0, while the foremost top where shows how all of the actors interact with the system. Primarily the user, where they register for any volunteer activity, while the system admin, as I said, manages the system and awareness posts, tracking waste, while the host update the location and the mangrove trees health, and the sponsor where they sponsor the event. Next slide. This is level 1, the FD. For the public user, how they interact with the system. So they will volunteer for the activities. Firstly, they will need to sign up to use the system and then volunteer for any activities. They can also track waste or sponsor an event. Next slide. For this DFD level 2, again shows the public users the primary function for their registration to the system. And the next one on the right is for the public users to interact with activities by volunteering. Can we proceed to the next slide? This is also DFD level 2, is where the admin can interact with track waste and category any waste on the site. And on the right, the admin can monitor mangrove and update the mangrove health. Next slide. That's all for me. I'll be passing this to one of my friends now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Riyad. So I'm going to get into system justification now. So the first one would be the functionality requirements. So for this one, there's like 4 core functionalities. So I'm going to get to the first one right now. So the first one would be event management. So this enables the organizing and execution of community service events. And this also addresses the need for structured and efficient organization of conservation activities. Not only that, this also have features like reminders, notification, location, status updates, and event pages foster seamless and communication and participation. Okay, so second one would be monitoring and reporting. So this allows us to upload geotag images and videos. It also allows us to record biodiversity observation and report pollution hotspots. So not only that, this also bolsters the ongoing monitoring of mangrove health and creates a robust database for research. Okay, next slide. So these are the last two, which is the crowdfunding. So I'm going to get into crowdfunding first. So this helps local communities and organizations secure funding for conservation projects. Not only that, it also supports stakeholders lacking the financial resources. So last but not least would be the social media integration. This amplifies awareness and garners wider support for mangrove conservation efforts. Next slide. So let's go to the next one, which is the alignment with stakeholder needs. So first one would be the environmental NGOs and agencies. So this is like our tools for event management, monitoring, and reporting which streamline their operational processes. So the second would be the local communities. With this, we can help empower through crowdfunding and active involvement in restoration projects. Not only that, the last one would be the general public. So with this, it helps us educate and foster. Wait, what? It helps foster a sense of ownership and engagement. Okay, next slide. So the next one would be the usability requirements. So with that, we have the user-centric design. So the first one would be the intuitive interface. So it's designed with a user-friendly interface, ensuring easy navigation for all users of all tech skill levels. So like if you're not really good with computers, you can still know how to do it. So we also have clear labels, logical workflows, and visual aids, like maps, charts, which enhances the usability. So the next one will be the mobile first design. So it's optimized for smartphones as well as mobile devices as mobile devices are widely accessible in many communities near the mangrove area. So the third one would be the accessibility. Its multilingual support and compliance with accessibility standards ensure inclusivity, allowing diverse stakeholders to engage effectively. Okay, so this I'm going to talk about the features for the engagement. So the first one is gamification. So we reward people, or the system will reward people to motivate participation, to make people join more lah, so they can get rewards from the system, like medals or like badges. So second one would be the notification and reminders. So it helps people to, like, if people want to join this event, we can have like they can like put like a notification bell on it, and then they will just, like, if there's an event pop up, we can help, they can just like, oh, they can just know. So third one would be the social media features. So it promotes a sense of community and increase the visibility for initiatives. So people who don't use the app can actually find out through social media. So I'm going to go through the feedback mechanism. So we have something which is like real-time feedback collection from users, which helps identify the issues and improve the system iteratively, ensuring long-term satisfaction. So
Uh,
I'm going to pass this next part to Abdal.
so hello, my name is Afdal. So now I'm gonna explain about the scalability of requirements, which is it's have 4 points. For the first one is technical scalability. So uh, for the scalability is we have two, which is cloud infrastructure. So cloud infrastructure ensures that platform can handle increasing data loads and user numbers without performance degradation. And second is modular design, so which is it's used for features are built modularly, allowing easy addition of new functionalities. For the example is AI-based mangrove health analysis as the platform grows. So for the next slide is geographic scalability. Uh, so it's support for diverse language and cultures. So so it's customizable templates for regional mangrove ecosystem and conservation practice. So for the third one is community scaling. So it's social media integration and crowdfunding foster exponential growth by encouraging word of mouth promotion and organic participation. And lastly is partnership opportunities. So for the NGOs, governments and private companies can integrate the resources into the platform. So it's allowing it to scale through collaboration. So I'm gonna explain about user-centric alignment for a cleaner mangrove ecosystem. So for the first one is empowering communities. So it's event tools and crowdfunding features provide local communities the resources to act directly. So for the second is sustain awareness. So it's social. We're using the social media and educational resources to ensure stakeholders remain informed and motivated. And lastly is behavioral change, which is its gamification nudge users towards sustainable habits, leading to a long-term reduction in plastic waste. So now I'm gonna pass to Redwan.
All right, thank you. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the technology stack. So we're using the MERN stack. First of all, I'll just explain to you what MERN is lah. MERN is an acronym, of course. It's short for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So the MERN stack is a variation of the mean stack. With MERN, the Angular front-end framework is substituted by React. But like mean, the MERN stack is a compilation of four technologies working together to build and develop web apps and websites. As it is based on the mean stack, it is also, of course, centered around the usage of JavaScript for development. Let's go through each of the components. First off, we have MongoDB. It is a NoSQL or non-relational database management system that stores data in a non-tabular format. So in the case of MongoDB, it stores data in the form of documents that have like key value pairs, like JSON objects, and enables users to create databases, schemas, and tables. It also offers, and the reason we're using Mongo is because it offers the Mongo shell, which allows for interfacing with JavaScript for deleting, querying, and updating records. This is uh, essential for any sort of database or logging sort of application. Next, we have Express. Express is a web application framework, excuse me, used for building web applications and APIs in conjunction with Node. It serves as part of the back-end framework that simplifies handling HTTP requests and responses, and this streamlines the node structure, creating a more straightforward setup. Next slide, please. So next we have React. Simply, it is a library that allows for the development of UI components or elements using JavaScript. This will serve as the front end of the tech stack, the UI and the user interface and user experience aspect of our system. Finally, we have Node. This is an open source development environment that allows users to run JavaScript code on the server. Node, alongside Express and Mongo, make up the full backend framework of the MERN stack. Next slide. Now I'm going to talk about the advantages of the MERN stack. So first and foremost is, of course, full stack JavaScript. Developers will work exclusively with JavaScript. This will simplify communication, reducing the need to learn multiple languages. You don't need like different languages for different functions or different plugins and stuff like that. It's all just all in one language. Next, you have flexibility and scalability. Mongo's schemaless nature and React's component-based architecture. This supports flexibility and scalability in app development. Next, following this, we have rapid development. So pre-built libraries in React and Node, for example, make development faster and more efficient. And finally, you have cross-platform support. So Node facilitates cross-platform server-side development. Next. Now I'm going to talk about scalability and deployment and infrastructure. So the first one, we have microservices architecture. So the MERN stack can be split into modular microservices to improve scalability. So you have like different sections of the system sort of compartmentalized into smaller portions. So if you need to change something or you need to expand on something, you don't have to rewrite the whole thing from the ground up, or you don't need to try to work around the function or the system. You can just take it out, do what you need to do with it, and then put it back in because it's all just modular. So like, for example, you have React, which handles the UI, while Express, Node, they manage APIs that interact with Mongo. So you can just edit different parts of the stack instead of having to do everything all at once. Next, we have cloud integration. So the stack makes apps developed on this easily deployable on cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, stuff like that. So this supports horizontal scaling, auto scaling, and container orchestrations like Kubernetes and Docker. So for key practices for MERN stack scalability, you have first and foremost database optimization. So our developers will have to use indexing, sharding, and aggregation pipelines in Mongo to handle large data sets efficiently. Next, asynchronous operations. This will leverage asynchronous patterns like async, await, promises, stuff like that in Node and React to optimize performance. Following that, you have API rate limiting and throttling. So this is to prevent server overload by limiting excessive requests. And finally, monitoring and logging. So you use tools like PM2, New Relic, Elk Stack to monitor performance and identify bottlenecks. So the MERN stack is inherently scalable, but achieving optimal scalability is dependent on the design and deployment of the application. Okay. By leveraging its modular components and modern deployment tools, it is possible to scale. It should be possible. No, not should. It is possible to scale MERN-based applications efficiently to handle increasing functionality and user demand. So that's all for me. Now we go on to event logistics with Akmal. Thank you.
So now I will present about event logistics. So the first place that we choose is Star Cruise Terminal. The reason why we choose this place is because it's very close to Shah Alam, which is around 40 kilometer, and it takes at least 40 minutes to arrive there. Since it's not under any care or under local government care, this place is full of waste, and you can see a lot of rubbish there, such as plastic water bottles, can rings, and a fishing rod. Other than that, it's also the reason why there's a lot of rubbish there is because of the water type, because it's very close to Klang River. Moreover, as for the transportation, it's better if we go by car or motorcycle because there are limited parking spaces there, and it's hard to park for bigger transportation such as bus. This place is not that popular as most of them are visited by fishermen. The next place we choose is Taman Paya Bakar Sujangkang. It served as an educational park to promote the importance of mangrove after the deadly tsunami in 2004. After the low tide, we can see a lot of unique things. The first one is unique tree species like canyella trees, and unique animal species such as mud skippers and fiddler crab. The reason why we choose this place is the same as Star Cruise Terminal. It's very close to multiple locations such as Shah Alam, Banting, and Klang. The distance is around 35 kilometer, which took around 40 minutes to arrive there. We have conducted an interview with the chairman there, or one of the staffs there. They said they need someone to clean the area and help installing new signboards and funds to help them improve the facilities. During our visit, we can see a lot of rubbish because of the behavior of a lot of irresponsible people. They also prepare a lot of facilities such as surau, tracks to walk through the mangrove, and a gazebo. I think that's all for me. I'm gonna pass to Afdal, the next part. Thank you.
So I'm gonna explain about our travel and accommodation itinerary. So for the time is 8:30 a.m. We're gonna gather at Uglo MSU Shah Alam, and then we're gonna activity briefing, and then we're gonna disembark for Pulau Indah. So for the next time is 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. So for the activities is we arrive at Pulau Indah for breakfast, and then we're gonna breakfast first, and then for the safety briefing by our guider, and then we're gonna disembark for Port Klang Cruise Terminal. So at the time 10:30 a.m. So we arrive at Port Klang Cruise Terminal, and then for the time is 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Our activities is hike to first mangrove site, and then we're gonna garbage cleaning, environment analysis. We're gonna hike out to second mangrove site. We're gonna garbage cleaning, environment analysis, and then we're gonna hike back to parking area, and we're gonna garbage disposal, and we debrief. So for the time 1 p.m. we're gonna disperse. So that's all for me.
Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the budget. So there's not really much to talk about it. So that we only have 2 cars that went to the mangrove, so which is 75 ringgit per car lah. So next we also had gloves. So we bought gloves. It was required for the cleaning, so our hands won't get dirty. So it's only 8.90 for like 10 sets of gloves. So we just bought two packets of it. So next we also have like mineral water carton, which is like there's like 32 water bottles in it. So it's like for everyone to share, just in case if we're all dehydrated or something. So and then next one is also we have rubber boots. So since the place there was like really muddy, so we had to pay more for the boots so we don't get our shoes muddy. And the next one is when we were on the way there, we had to pay toll and stuff like that. So that's all from me. I'm gonna pass my part to Nadia.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the Gantt chart. So this is our Gantt chart for our whole project, which is called the Baywatch Mangrove Project. So we span our project from October till December. So we started with planning and site visits, which was during week 1 until up to week 3 of October. So during this time, we just basically created plans about where we want to visit and what we're going to do there. So we also did site visits just to see whether those locations are suitable for us to do our project. And then next, we also did the event and system proposal, which is from week 2 to the point of week 4 of October. So this is where we create our proposal. By system proposal, basically, we're creating a report about um, the importance of our project and what we propose to do for our project. And then next, during November, which is from week 1 up till week 3, we did system design. So system design is basically we were planning on the storyboard, and we also did DFDs, ERDs, just to see how our system would end up. And then during December, during week 1 of December, we did budget planning just to see how much we actually require, how much funds we need to conduct our project. And then on week 2 until week 3 of December, we executed our event, which is we went to Star Cruise Terminal as well as Sijangkang to execute our event, which was to clean up the mangrove site as well as just doing interviews from staffs that work in Sijangkang. And then later on, we also did data collection, which is during the interviews during week 2 up till week 3. And then lastly is the completion of our report, which is week 3, where we compile every single thing in our report and present in this presentation as well as in a hard copy and soft copy. So that's it for our progress for Gantt chart. I will give this part to Alex.
All right, so picking up from where we left off earlier, now I will speak on the metrics for success. So these metrics are criteria that should be followed when carrying out a project to ensure the success of the project itself. So the first metric is productivity. So productivity should be recorded using the system that was developed. So criteria such as time spent, amount of garbage collected in kilograms, and the number of volunteers should be recorded. Next, cost effectiveness. This metric will help evaluate whether resources are being used optimally and if certain resources should be downsized or upsized. Next, system scalability. This is to ensure that the system is reliable under considerable usage, and will ensure that the system can scale with time in the future. So other analytics such as features, planned upgrades, and integration with other software in the future should be checked. Okay. Next is environmental impact. So this metric can tie in with the first metric, which is productivity, and it regards in the amount of garbage collected in kilograms. It shows the effectiveness of the system when it comes to executing garbage collection. So it also provides a baseline for future improvements and activities. Photos from before and after the cleanup can also show visible effects. Now, lastly, system functionality. User surveys and reports will provide valuable feedback to whether what to improve and whether the system is user-friendly and efficient in doing its task. Also, error tracking allows the team to pinpoint key areas to improve. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Okay, next part is sustainability measures. We got 6 points on these sustainability measures. The first one is minimizing environmental disturbance. We use eco-friendly cleaning tools and techniques to remove plastic and other waste without harming the mangrove roots or biodiversity. Implement manual waste collection over machinery to reduce energy consumption and noise pollution. Next point is waste collection and disposal. We establish localized waste sorting facilities near mangrove areas to process collected plastic and other waste effectively. We also partner with recycling firms to repurpose waste into eco-friendly products such as park benches, reusable bags, providing economic value to local communities. Next, number 3 is carbon emission reduction. We use renewable energy powered equipment for transport and operation. We also encourage volunteer drive to the mangrove spot in a single vehicle and public transport to reduce travel-related emission during cleanup events. Next, we move to the number 4, community engagement. We educate local communities about the ecological and economic benefits of mangrove conservation through workshops and awareness campaign. We also involve community members in restoration activities to instill a sense of ownership and responsibility. Number 5, ecosystem restoration technology. We utilize drones to map and monitor mangrove health, track waste hotspots, and assess restoration progress efficiently. We also develop a mobile app to allow volunteers and stakeholders to report pollution, share data, and track cleanup events. Last, number 6, sustainability metrics and reporting. We measure key metrics such as amount of waste collected and recycled and number of volunteers engaged, and then publish an annual sustainability report to showcase achievement, challenge, and opportunities for improvement. Okay, next slide. Scalability strategies. We got 3 points here. First one is partnerships and funding. We collaborate with international environmental organizations and corporate sponsors to secure funding for large-scale projects. We also develop ecotourism initiative to generate revenue while educating visitors about mangrove ecosystem. Number 2, technology transfer. Share technological innovations such as drone mapping and waste to resource methods with other coastal regions facing similar challenges. We also built an open source database for mangrove restoration data to promote global collaboration. Last but not least, number 3, monitoring and feedback. Develop a long-term monitoring program to assess the effectiveness of implementing measures and adapt strategies based on real-world feedback. We also use citizen science platform to involve local communities in data collection and project evaluation. That's all for me. I will pass to the next person.
Hello everyone. I will be talking about our scalability plan based on adaptability, which are modifications that can help our system if used in larger scale projects or other mangrove projects. So the first plan that we came up with was a modular architecture. So the core functions of a modular architecture in our system would be how these waste tracking and volunteer management and all can be represented by modules. So we can customize these modules by adding additional modules such as waste sorting and real-time pollution monitoring to suit any new projects. So for example, these additional modules can be customized like names such as for a beach cleanup could be used as a coastal project that can address plastic waste management in coastal areas such as these beaches and other areas. Next will be the cloud-based infrastructure. Next slide, please. Okay, so a cloud-based infrastructure can be used to manage the increasing amount of data and operational needs when expanding projects. As when more projects or more conservation projects are added or multiple regions to a single project is added into the data, the amount of data will exponentially increase. So by this, cloud storage and computing services can accommodate this increasing data. And this cloud-based infrastructure can enable real-time data sharing across different teams and locations during the project. So the cloud-based infrastructure can increase processing power and storage as needed if the conservation effort expands. Next slide. So the third one The third modification that can be done is that our system can be interoperable with other systems. So for large-scale projects, the system should be interoperable with other environmental management systems or related technologies, in which it can allow the integration of the system with other environmental monitoring tools, such as sensors that can track for air, water, or soil quality in a mangrove project or any other projects. So this modification can help track the impact of waste on the ecosystem and make other systems adaptable to a variety of environmental cleanup projects. So as the system scales with its projects, the more integrations can be introduced into the system. And that is all for the adaptability scalability plans from me.
Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about the scalability plan, but like for future-proof designing. Okay, so to ensure our system is prepared for growth. So first we can focus on like optimizing data management by using methods like organizing data better and handling large amounts efficiently to make sure it stays fast even when data increases. Next is efficient asynchronous operations. So by using techniques that allow tasks to happen at the same time, it'll help the system respond more quickly. Next, we have load management, and this limits on how much data the server handles at once to stop it from crashing and keep it running smoothly. And the last one is performance monitoring. Performance monitoring. Okay, so tools will be used to track how the system is working and to fix any issues that slow it down. Okay, next slide. Okay, so next is scalable infrastructure. So by using like cloud platforms, we can handle like more users and data as it grows up. And by including tools to adjust resources automatically and use caching to make things faster. And the last one is containers will help keep different parts of the system organized and easy to manage. Okay, next part will be passed to Afdal.
So last but not least is the conclusion. So for the first one is both proposals present a valuable initiative for advancing and supporting mangrove conservation. So second is community events foster local engagement, raises awareness, and directly contributes to the preservation of mangrove ecosystems. So third is the proposed system offers a long-term solution, providing data-driven insights to track the condition of mangrove, identifying threats. So last is this initiative combine immediate action with sustainable data-informed conservation, ensuring both community involvement and scientific support for preserving mangrove ecosystem. That's all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Brett.
Okay, so this is our storyboard for our system. So as you can see, this is our logo for our Baywatch Mangrove Keep Clean. So this is just the interface for email and password login. So this is what the login page would look like. So the next is the sign up page. This is what it look like. It will ask you for your email, full name, username, password, and then repeat your password, and then you can create the account here. And then next is the forgot password interface, where if you have trouble logging in, you can reset your password by sending your email. And then this also allows you to go back to the login page. So this is our profile. So for example, this would be your profile picture where you can edit as well. And then this is the name, your username. So this is Bendy. And you can also edit your biodata by pressing here. And then this is your full biodata, your full name, your age, your email, and then the number of events that you joined. So when you join the events, you can get badges, which is the gamification of our system. So for example, this guy got the first event badge, top donator, and also joined 5 events. Okay, next is our home page. So this is just the main page for the system. So it says here, welcome Ben, and then you'll basically get the posts. For example here, did you know that mangroves are home to many species of plants, birds, insects, blah, blah. So you can like and you can comment and share. So at the bottom here, you also have ongoing events where you can join. For example, this one is at Star Cruise Terminal. This one is at Sijangkang. So you have your homepage, your events to see like, all the event list, and you have the donation button as well as the profile to see your profile, which is this one. Okay, next.
All right. So next we have the settings page. This is just the standard settings page, the main landing page for the settings. So you have your account settings. Next you have your security and account access. So for stuff like passwords, two-factor authentication, stuff like that. Privacy and safety is just it's all like standard terms and conditions and stuff like that, or like notifications. Um, how do you say metric collection? Is that correct? It's stuff like that, where we sort of collect data on your user tendencies. Next, you have like notification settings, payment settings, because of course the system will also accept donations for events and NGOs, and also for sponsors to interact with the different with all the other stakeholders. Accessibility, this is in a necessary option for to make applications more accessible. Nowadays people have certain things that certain conditions that may reduce their use of the system. We just want it to be able to be widely used. Additional resources and help and support. So next we have, if you go into, for example, help and support, you'll be directed to two options. First is host help, and then the next one is user help. So you'll have, depending on what side of the fence, proverbial fence you are on, you'll have different resources available to you, different forms of help available to you. So in terms of the host help, see is exactly, so you have your FAQ, your resources, if you want to give feedback or if you want to contact the admin, uh, it's all here. There's also a chat support. It's the same thing with the user help. Now we're going on to the chat support. Next one. Next to chat support. This is if you need sort of immediate help, then you can obviously call on to our chat support. We'll try and help you out in any way we can. And then that's it.
Thank you, Rick. So now I'm going to present about our location, which is Star Cruise Terminal. As you can see, we prepared. There's a warning there. Be careful of dangerous animals such as snakes and insects. You can see a lot of animals there. As you can see, we prepared pictures. You can see a very, for example, experience breathtaking view from the parkland. And you can see the blue icon there, Wiz icon, and you can easily search for the place when you want to go there. Other than that, we also visit. You can also see Taman Baywatch Sijangkang. You can see we also prepared a warning there. Be careful of monkeys. You can see monkeys there, and we prepared a few pictures of the place, and the user can experience multiple types of mangrove there. Also, the same goes as Saku Terminal. We prepared the link to Wiz, and also prepare a link to gain more information about the Taman Baywatch Sijangkang. That's all from me. I'm gonna pass to the next person. Thank you.
So for the next is the itinerary page of itinerary plan. So basically you're gonna see is the picture of the mangrove, and then you can see for the location Port Klang Star Cruise Terminal, and the date 14 December 2024, and the time 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. actually. So and then you're gonna see the register event. So when you click the register event, you're gonna see go to the next page. So you're gonna after you register, you're gonna see the itinerary plan for actually at the time and for the activities we're gonna do. That's all from me.
Okay, so this is the social media page for our thing. Okay, so it shows like all of our social, like the socials, like, you know, owned by like the, yeah. So we have the Instagram account, then we have like a YouTube video. So if like they click onto the video, it'll like direct them to our YouTube page and the YouTube video. And then we have like our Facebook posts. Yeah, there's a guy there. Okay, next we have Twitter. Sorry, X. Yeah, so this is the social media page. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about the donation page. So we have the top donors there. We have Bendover, You Retarded, Molester, Venomous2576, and Heavy J, Kanye East, Justin Ding, Bob Stone, Coxmall, and Max Verstappen. So these are the top donors. So the higher your amount, the higher you are in the leaderboard. So there below it, we also have a donation goal, which is right now we have reached 500 ringgit, which out of 5,000 ringgit. So below there, we also have the donate and sponsorship button. So if you want to donate, you can just click on there and it'll bring you to the donate thing. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is where you would need to donate. So if you want to donate, once you click on that donate thing, this will pop out to you. And this is the tab that it will show you. So you have your preferred amount, you can just put in there, like, you know, how much, like 50 million, 5 million, $50 million. And then we have so there below it, we also have the quick donate. So if you like, you know, you don't want to click numbers, so you can just click on that and it'll just auto input it for you. So there you also have your payment method. You can pay with card, PayPal, bank thing. Yeah. So if you don't want to pay with money, you can also donate items like clothes, like not clothes, sorry, like, you know, donate like plastic bags, boots, and the trash clippy thingy, the long thing. Yeah. So down there is your summary and the how much you donate and your total donation. So if you want to donate, you can just click on the donate thing. Okay, so next, since above there you saw the sponsorship, so this is the sponsorship that we can show you. So if you want to get the platinum badge, so you have to pay. So like NGOs or companies can sponsor us to get this badge. So in order to get the platinum badge, you need to sponsor at least 10,000 ringgit. I know it's a lot for one badge, but it keeps it's in your app forever. So if people go in your profile, it's like, oh, this guy sponsored 10,000 ringgit. Damn, I want that too. Okay, so first one, the highest one would be platinum, which is 10,000. The second one would be gold, which is 5,000. The third one would be silver, which is 2,500. The poo PP one would be bronze, which is 1,000. Yeah. So if you want to sponsor, you can contact us and we'll help you sort out everything.
All right, I will be speaking about the role selection page. So here is where you select what role you wish to do in the cleanup event. So obviously availability is based on the number of volunteers there are for that particular event on whichever day and which role you have selected. So here, Mr. Bendover has 3 roles available which he can choose from. So firstly, it's cleanup. Next is navigator and miscellaneous. So the cleanup role is for people who go and pick up the rubbish. And the navigator is for people who lead the way for those cleaning up. And then miscellaneous would be in charge of other duties. So in this particular instance, there will be 12 volunteers in total. So, and then there's the submit button after Mr. Bendover chooses a role. Okay, thank you.
So this is the volunteer participation survey where volunteers can answer the survey based on about how they feel about the project, the cleanup project, or how the mangrove swamp project can be improved in their own opinion, like what parts of the project can be improved, like management or the resources needed to use for other cleanup projects. So the next slide. The next slide is also about the same participation survey, in what difficulties that the volunteers have faced during the cleanup, and how do they usually find out about the volunteer opportunities, through online presence or through other media such as a newspaper or word of mouth. And at the bottom there is the submit survey, where you will submit to us about the survey. So that's all about the volunteer participation survey.
Okay, now this is the survey on waste collection at the Mangrove site. So there's three session. The first one is the participant information. There's a age group, you can choose either one, the gender, and what is your primary involvement with the Mangrove site, which either tourist, local resident, volunteer, or the researcher. Next. Okay, the section 2 is waste collection practice. First question is, have you ever participated in waste collection activities at this Mangrove site? Number 2, what type of waste are most commonly found at the Mangrove site? You can choose 3 which you see the most. Number 3 is, what do you think are the main source of waste in the Mangrove site? Either tourism, local resident, individual waste, or the waste coming from the river or ocean. Next. The last section is challenges and suggestion. First question, what challenge do you face during waste collection effort? Number 2 is, do you think the community is sufficiently involved in waste management effort? Question 3 is, what measures do you think would improve waste management at the Mangrove site? You can choose more than one. Okay, and then there's a submit button, and that's all for me, and that's all from us.
That's all. Thank you.